You're not here by accident. You clicked this video because deep down, something's been eating at you. That feeling of knowing someone wants you, maybe even craves you, and yet they don't call, they don't text. They vanish, and you're left in silence, spinning in your mind, asking, why? Let me tell you something that no one's had the guts to say to you yet. The reason he's not reaching out has nothing to do with how desirable you are, and everything to do with the version of himself he's still stuck in. This isn't a game of cat and mouse. This isn't maybe he's busy, or maybe he's confused. This is deeper. This is about power, fear, ego, and emotional responsibility. And once you understand the real reason why someone can want you, fantasize about you, even dream about you, and still go completely silent, it changes how you show up for yourself forever. Because here's the deal, by the end of this video, you're not going to just understand him, you're going to outgrow him. This isn't about getting him back. It's about finally seeing the truth, claiming your peace, and never again shrinking for someone too scared to step up. Stay with me. What you're about to hear might sting, but it will set you free. And when it does, you'll never chase someone's potential again. You'll wait for presence, you'll wait for clarity, you'll wait for a man who doesn't run, and when he shows up, you'll recognize him instantly, because you'll finally recognize yourself. The biggest trap so many people fall into is mistaking desire for devotion. And I get it, it's intoxicating when you know someone wants you, when they light up around you, when they flirt just enough to keep your hopes warm. You feel it in your gut, they're drawn to you, there's chemistry, there's tension, there's clearly something real there. So then why do they vanish? Here's the reality. Wanting you doesn't mean they're ready for you. Desire is easy. It costs nothing, it's passive. You can desire someone while doing absolutely nothing about it. You can crave someone and still choose comfort over courage, pride over presence. You can lie in bed thinking about them every night and still never send the message. That's what most people don't understand. Someone can long for you and still never lift a finger to actually have you, because acting on desire. That's where fear comes in. That's where ego shows up. That's where all the unresolved wounds start whispering things like, what if I'm not good enough? What if I get rejected? What if I have to change? And if that person hasn't dealt with those voices inside them, if they're not ready to confront the discomfort that real connection brings, they'll pull away even while craving you. That's the cruel paradox. And when you're on the receiving end of that silence, it's easy to internalize it. To think, if he wants me, why am I not hearing from him? What did I do wrong? But the mistake isn't in how you showed up. The mistake is assuming that emotional intensity equals emotional readiness. It doesn't. There are people who will absolutely feel something deep for you, and still ghost you, still ignore you, still leave you hanging in confusion. Not because they don't feel, but because they don't follow through. And here's where the deeper psychological truth lands. Some people are more addicted to their patterns than they are invested in their healing. They want connection, but they're not willing to be vulnerable. They want closeness, but they don't want the responsibility that comes with it. They want the fantasy of love, but not the risk of love. So when they meet someone like you, who would require more honesty, more depth, more growth than they're used to, they retreat into what's safe. That's not your burden to carry, because when someone is truly ready for real love, they move, they don't stall, they don't hide, they don't play passive-aggressive chess matches with your heart. They act. So no, desire is not enough. Desire without action is a mirage, and chasing it will leave you lost in the desert, dying of thirst for someone who was never ready to quench it. If they want you, they'll show you. If they don't, your silence will speak louder than any of their excuses ever could. One of the hardest things to accept is this: silence isn't neutral. Silence is communication. We just don't like what it's telling us. See, when someone doesn't call, doesn't text, doesn't show up, we rush to fill in the blanks. Maybe he's scared. Maybe he's busy. Maybe he doesn't know what to say. We write stories to make sense of his silence because the alternative, that he's making a choice, hurts. But here's the uncomfortable truth. His silence is a confession. It confesses where he is in his emotional maturity. It reveals how much he's willing or not willing to invest in something real. It shows you, without him saying a word, that right now he's not prepared to value what's in front of him. And that's not because you weren't clear. It's not because you pushed too hard, said too much, or weren't good enough. It's because his capacity to show up does not match your capacity to love. And I need you to hear this with your whole being. That mismatch is not your failure. It's your clarity. In the absence of words, actions or the lack thereof become the message. And we have to stop treating emotional ambiguity like it's mysterious or romantic. It's not. It's avoidance, and it's emotionally irresponsible. You deserve someone whose intentions are as loud as your presence. Someone who doesn't keep you guessing. Someone whose communication matches their craving, and whose energy matches their effort. So, when he says nothing, don't chase meaning in the silence. Don't assign depth to a void. Don't romanticize confusion. Learn to translate it for what it really is. I'm not ready. I don't know who I am without my ego. I feel something, but I'm not strong enough to hold it. And even if those are the words hiding behind the silence, it still doesn't make him your responsibility. You can love someone's potential and still protect your peace. Because what does it say about a man who craves your energy but doesn't honor your presence? Who feels the pull but lacks the courage to step toward it? That's not love. That's fear dressed up as emotional distance. That's ego doing the driving while the heart stays locked in the trunk. So instead of analyzing the silence, respect it. Let it do its job. Let it reveal what he's too afraid to say, and then make the harder, wiser choice. Don't shrink yourself trying to become the exception in someone's pattern. Walk away, not because he didn't want you, but because he didn't show up like he did. And remember this, real love is loud. Not in volume, but in clarity. It doesn't leave you guessing, it leaves you grounded. Let his silence echo, but let it echo behind you. Let's end the illusion right here, because one of the most damaging lies we've been conditioned to believe is that love is complicated, that the right guy might pull away, avoid you, confuse you, because he's just figuring things out. But here's what's emotionally grounded. Mature men know. Real love doesn't require confusion. It demands clarity. A man who is truly ready for love, not just the feeling of love, but the responsibility of it, will not play games with your heart. He won't disappear, breadcrumb you, or wait for you to make it easy for him. He will show up, not because you pushed him to, not because you convinced him, but because the very presence of a woman who knows her value calls something higher out of him. See, when a man is ready, love doesn't scare him, it grounds him. He's not intimidated by your strength. He's not running from your depth. He sees your standards, and instead of shrinking, he rises. That's the difference. Real men don't run from women who challenge them. They rise to meet them. The kind of man you deserve doesn't need months of silence to realize your worth. He doesn't leave, thinking distance will build desire and return when it's convenient. He's not attracted to the chase. He's attracted to the connection. He values honesty over ego, consistency over chaos, and intimacy over illusion. So if he's running, ghosting, hesitating, or staying silent while watching you from the shadows, here's the truth. He's not your man. He might have desire, he might feel something real, but he's still choosing comfort over courage, and that's not love. That's a performance. The man who is ready for you will not treat your presence like an option. He won't need you to prove your worth. He'll already see it, and most importantly, he'll value it. Because when a man has done the internal work, when he's faced his fears, healed his wounds, confronted his patterns, he won't run from real love. He'll protect it, he'll nurture it, he'll claim it, and that's the standard. You're not asking for too much when you expect clarity. You're asking for emotional adulthood, and anyone who can't meet you there, they don't need more time. They need more growth. So don't wait for a man to become ready while you abandon yourself in the process. Don't hold space for someone who can't hold space for you. If he's real, he'll show up, he'll speak up, and he'll stay, and if he doesn't, let that be your answer, not a question, because love, when it's real, doesn't run. It arrives.